Today we're going to talk about some magazine journals that you can use in different ways. I'm using mine as sort of a junk journal, commonplace, day book, journal for no reason thing. I don't even know what to call it, but anyway, we'll get more into that. But this is the journal that I showed a couple videos ago. I just kind of mentioned it because I got the idea from Diane, who got the idea from maybe Helen, who I think got it from Cathy. There's a whole rabbit hole that you can just fall down into, and I'm going to just give you the link to my last video so that you can get to that rabbit hole and just claw your way through it because it's worth it. But they'll give a really good how-to on, you know, making, I mean, this is easy. I'm going to show you, but it's super easy. You can make one of these out of pretty much any magazine. I happen to use Wine Spectator because that's what is in my house. I don't actually drink wine, but the magazine is easy to find for free, like on rewardsurvey.com. That's usually where I get some free magazines. But yeah, just pick up whatever you have. You know those ones they have, like sometimes at restaurants, they'll have that little display of local magazines and newspapers and stuff that you can just grab. That's a great source for magazines for this. So yeah, you can do that. And it's just, the process is just pulling out pages and then folding in half the ones that are left. You could cut them, you could do whatever, you know, whatever you want. I just really like this tall, skinny format we got going on here. I like this a lot. So the pages that I pulled out of here, there were a whole bunch of them. I only left a few because I didn't want this really overwhelming. I just wanted to see, you know, do I like it? Am I even going to like doing this? I don't know. So I just left a few pages, pulled most of them out, and then I just sewed those together and made this whole other magazine that I don't even know what I'm going to do with. I'm still thinking I might make this just like a paint wipe-off book. My one that I'm using, I think Rosemary gave this to me because I'm pretty sure she got them free somewhere. But it's this old date book, and I just kind of wipe my paint brushes on here, you know, before I stick them in the water. Just wipe off whatever excess paint is on them. It's kind of looking a little bit fabulous. Like, you know, I need to do something with these. I don't know what, but yeah, I'm going to figure that out. So I might make this another one of those. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I did not just throw away the pages that I pulled out. I am repurposing them. So there's an idea for that. And yes, this is the Wine Spectator. You can see how large it is, and I get it because, like I said, I can usually find it for free. Plus, it has lots and lots of bottle images in it, and I really like cutting out bottles because they're so easy to cut out. And then, you know, you can use them in your collage. You can make bottle dolls out of them, you know, like little people or just whatever. So this is why I tend to grab this one. Also, keep an eye out for catalogs and things that come into your house that you didn't necessarily ask for, because yeah, these would be great to repurpose into a our little journal for no reason thing. And today I think I'm going to use this one. Renee at you know, Renee's at it again. Our Renee sent this to me. She sent me a couple, so I feel like, yeah, it's going to be okay to use one of them. I need to use both of them, but, you know, baby steps here. But this is just a, this is called Modern Luxury Interiors, Texas, and it was the premiere issue, and I am loving this because of its size. Wine Spectator, you know, is larger than most magazines overall. And then this one is, you know, it's wider. It's like Wine Spectator, but it's not quite as tall. So, you know, it's just got its own little shaped thing going on. And I'm thinking this would be a good one to repurpose. Now, the first thing that I did when I made that other one was I went through And usually the first page after the cover is kind of attached to the cover, you know, just like in a book. It's that flyleaf or whatever. So I just leave it attached, whatever. Then I go through the whole magazine and I see if there's anything that I want to pull out to use any, oh, see, now I look at this and it's just like green everywhere. It's so much color. This would make beautiful paper beads. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pull that out. If you can pull it out pretty clean, that's ideal. If you can't, just, you know, just don't look. It's fine. Get it out as clean as you can, but don't worry too much about it. So yeah, I do want to like just do a full harvest of the magazine, and I'm kind of pulling as I go so that if I do need to pull a page out, I have a better chance of getting it kind of clean. Yeah, is there anything that I want to keep? Any words or images? Or look at those. Those are really pretty. Those would make a pretty, like a little, I don't know, background piece or something. Can I get it out? Ooh, nearly. That's why this kind of doing this as you go can sometimes help with getting those pages out clean. And then sometimes there's nothing you can do. Oh, look at that. Yeah. I need that. See this little piece? I think I can probably live with that. I'm going to have to. Alright. So yeah, I'm not going to make you just watch me as I go through this entire thing. Although I know for some of us we love that. That's a cool chair. But yeah, that's all I'm going to do is just so. See, again, I'm looking at this in the context of a paper bead, and it would just look really good. Really, really cool. So pull this back to see if I can get it out without. Not too bad. Fairly clean. And that would be a pretty paper bead too, but I already get a lot that are just kind of random dark purple. Let's see, this one, I'm seeing myself cutting this out to use for some collage thing, and then over here and over here, paper bead, because I'm loving that purple. So yes, just harvest depending on your own personal tastes and what you're doing. See, that might make a cool something. Do I want it? Gosh, I could even cut that. Yeah, I guess I do. I've already thought about it enough that it could be worth it to just save it. Sometimes I save chairs and things because you just never know when there's going to be an opportunity to put a person in it. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to finish doing this, and then we'll get ready for the actual making of the book or journal or whatever. Now I've gone through and I've pulled out the pages that I want to keep, either because they have interesting color or pattern, or they've got some words that I might want to use. Y'all look at this one. Shannon's Patio. It's a company, shannonspatio.com. I had no idea. Am I going to use that for something? Oh, heck yeah. I don't know what, but I felt the need to keep it. So these are my keepers. And now these are the ones that I'm pulling out, which I'm also going to keep to. Now you can toss these in your recycle bin. You know, I don't think you should feel any guilt about doing that, if that's what you want to do. Or I might keep them and make another one of these. You know, I don't know. yeah, we'll just see what happens with that. And I'm taking out quite a few more pages than I think some of the other gals did, because sometimes I'm just taking out like 5 and sometimes 3, because I don't want this to be a big journal. And especially, you know, I'm kind of learning from this one. I mean, I'm already, it's got a lot of texture going on, and I'm kind of fattening it up really fast, even though I'm just using basically junk. So I want to leave plenty of room to get really fat, right? So, okay, I tore out here. I'm going to keep this page. I'm kind of keeping pages that maybe have something interesting on them. So when I fold them, I'll fold this to the outside so that it's got something more than just words on it. There'll probably be some with just words, you know, which is fine. But if there's some cool images that can be used, I want to use them. So let's see, that one's kind of cool, but that would mean only removing one. So let's see if there's another one. Oh, this one's not bad. So let's just pull out these 2. And I'm still doing the, you know, pulling it away from the spine as much as possible to get it to come out fairly clean. And you just want to be real careful with that, because this, you know, these are glue bound. If you're using a glue bound magazine, it's going to be pretty easy for, you know, just the pages to just say, I'm done with you, and let go and fall out. It can happen. Oh, that's so nice. Maybe I want to keep that instead of that. I think I do. Let's pull these 2 out. Okay, push that over a little bit. And if you don't care about having the, you know, torn pieces in your spine, then you don't have to bother doing that. That's just me. But it kind of encourages a little bit cleaner pull out. Okay. There's just lots of really keepable images here. I like this one. Maybe too many at once. No, it's good. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Not overwhelming, but still plenty of pages to play with. And as you get to the end of the magazine, you know, the interesting pages get kind of sparse. Okay, we'll go with that one. Close to the end here. I like that a lot. I want to keep that. Oh yeah, we pulled that one out, but you know what? We're going to fix it because I really want that one to stay in there. What are you? Yes, yes I do. I'm going to fix it right here, and I'm just going to put some cheesy regular Scotch tape on it for now, but I'll go back in later with some washi or something and fix it gooder. Now, as I just went in and, you know, taped this page back in where I want it, that just reminds me also that you can use these pages you pulled out as tip ends and do the same thing at any point. So there's another use for your pages that you've just pulled out. So now I have destroyed most of the magazine, but I've left my covers intact, and then I've got enough pages to play with. So what I want to do is fold the covers over, and on this one On the front one, I folded it. I didn't go all the way in because you want it longer than your pages here to allow for expanding, and see if you want to put like tabs or something on the edge. So you want it over, I'd say about 1/2 of an inch, right? So now you can do this. You can eyeball it and fold it. You can score it with a ruler. You can use, you know, one of these things. So I've got, let's do the pages first and then we'll do the covers, because that way we'll know, you know, how wide the covers should be. Let's do the smart. Now, keep my spine straight and then go in, and the front and back covers each have this first sheet that kind of wants to go with them, so I'm just going to leave it alone and let it. And then the rest of these you're going to fold in. You don't want them touching the spine. You want to come out, you know, like, I don't know, like a little 1/16 of an inch, maybe just a smidge, and then fold. If you could fold straight, that would be awesome. Just like that. And then what I did on the last one is I went in and just glued them down. I used mostly glue stick all over here, glued them down. They're still going to get kind of buckly and wrinkly, or mine did anyway. And I don't mind that at all, because it's kind of a buckly, wrinkly, messy journal anyhow. But you can do what you want with that. You can use something like a spray glue is about the only thing I can think of that would guarantee no wrinkling or buckling, or double stick tape, or just any kind of wet glue and go for it. Or you can just not glue them down yet, which is what I'm going to do this time. I'm going to go, okay, whoop, that one's done. Now let's just wait and see. And this one I'm going to fold this way just because it has the pretty pattern on that side. That's the only reason. You know, if you're just kind of pulling out every other page and not really into what the pages that you have left look like, because you know you're probably going to cover them up anyway, then it doesn't matter. Fold them whichever way you want. I don't really think it matters one way or another. This one would be like this. And this is just kind of what you do. You're going to go through all the pages you have left, fold them over, and then that becomes your magazine journal. So I'm going to finish doing that and then show you the covers in a moment. Now I've got all my little pages folded in half, and they all have something interesting on them. And if your magazine is not interesting and doesn't have interesting pictures, don't worry about it. Use what you've got, because the truth of the matter is I'm probably going to cover up every single one of these pages. You won't even be able to see the designs that I have so carefully preserved. So yeah, doesn't matter. So did that, and then what I did was I just kind of laid these out. I eyeballed it about 1/2 inch, made a mark, creased it, folded these over, and that page that's kind of stuck to the front page, yeah, it was just with it, so that's what I did. In the end, I may go in, glue this down. I could kind of, you know, do this and put a pocket here or something. I could rip that out. I don't know. I haven't decided. It's there if I want it. If not, I'll get rid of it. So let's do the same over here. I closed, because I want this flap to go around my front flap. So I closed this. I made a little, tiny little mark right there to show where I need to score. And then let's just use this one. And it's like about that mark. So yeah, I just want it to come out a little bit past my front cover. Oh, and again, I've got that page that's kind of stuck to it. Yeah, I'll just fold it with it. So there is that. So now I've got my covers folded, and if you want, the flap to come around. See, this looks a little long to me. I might end up folding it. I could put a little grommet right there and then, you know, a wraparound tie, or cut a slot and make this tuck into there, or, you know, you got some options. And so if you want to keep those options, then you need to keep your back cover flap, and I like this kind of folded in like this. If you want to do that, then just fold in your corners like that to make your flap. I'm not going to do that because I want to, you know, I've already got that option here, and I just want to see what happens with this one. I'm not really sure what's going to happen with it. But see, it's just a smidge longer than my front cover, so that if I do want to pull around like this, it will fit nicely. Okay, so that is all there is to making one of these. Thank you so much, Diane and Helen and Cathy and anyone else who may have made one of these. Not my idea. It's out there and it's awesome. I thank everyone who has shared their version of it. Now, as far as for the pages, I guess I should, okay. This is, for me, this is going to be a like legit junk journal. Old school, remember day books that we used to do, where it was just like bits and pieces of your day that made no reason? That's what this is. A Commonplace book, which is just like non-chronological whatever, or really more of a Zibaldone or a hodgepodge book, because Commonplace books sometimes have categories of things similar to a bullet journal. You know, here's where you keep your list of your favorite movies and TV, and here's, this one's for recipes, and this one's for quotes. And, you know, there's no chronological order, but they are segmented. Whereas in a hodgepodge book or a Zibaldone, they are not separated at all. It's just no rhyme or reason. You know, you just write stuff down on whatever page whenever you want it. And I don't write in my journals. I'm very visual. It's mostly just gluing stuff down. Gluebook. This is just another version of a Gluebook. So yeah, call it whatever you want to call it. Use it in whatever way you want to use it. Let's just keep it loosey-goosey and fun. So yes, mine is the fodder of everyday life. That's what mine's going to be. So I've got in my kitchen, I keep one of these little zipper pouches. Y'all remember these? We bought these, everybody, I think everybody bought these a while back on Etsy, because they had them, or not on Etsy, on the other one, Amazon, because they were less than $1 each. And then we all started buying them, and then the price started going up, because that's what Amazon does. Okay, well, it's settled down a little bit, and the price has gone down, and this is a different brand. The link I'm going to give you is a different brand than we used before, but it's still the same, less than $1 each for these zipper pouches. And y'all, I have a ton of these in my art room. They are perfect for holding like works in progress, or, you know, you're saving certain kind of ephemera or fodder for this project. Well, let's give it its own envelope. Don't just throw it in one thing. This is just an excellent sorting tool is what it is. Makes it very easy to sort your stuff. So I have one of these in my kitchen, and you can put this like in a cabinet or near your recycle bin, and just a lot of like food packaging and stuff. I just toss it in here. And then, you know, when I feel like it, I'll go through it and think, okay, yeah, I'm not going to use that. Toss that in the recycle bin, or, you know, take the stuff out that I am going to use, and I put in this little thing. I got this at the Dollar Tree back when they were $1. Remember that? Remember when the Dollar Tree was $1? Yeah, it's like a nostalgic thing now, because that is no more. Anyway, $1.25 is still a good price for these little bins. They are larger than a sheet of paper, so you can, you know, stack papers in there easily, or your junk that you're collecting for your journals. And I have product packaging. Like I said, I usually end up peeling the backing off and using it, or turning it into something else, a book or a journal. Or you remember these? I've showed this. The coffee pod boxes. Yeah. I just stick them in here until they inspire me. So there's that, and then actual junk mail, and mostly what I keep are sometimes like the flyers inside the junk mail or magazines. I keep the business reply envelopes. I usually have a little stash of those on hand because they just make good envelope journals, or I've lost my words, tip ins, there it is, for your journal. And okay, souvenir stuff, and that was off a bag of Captain Crunch, don't judge. Tea bag holder, pouch things, you know, these are the things I keep. Junk mail, candy wrappers, yogurt lids, again with the Captain Crunch. It's Jason, it's not me. I don't eat Captain Crunch, Jason does. Okay, the Tostito bag, oh, that's all me. Yeah, that is all me. So, you know, just keep whatever you think you might use. Go through it, and then again later, and sometimes your brain will say, oh no, honey, you're not going to use that. Just throw that away. And again, keep a bin designated for these things, and don't outgrow your bin. If you outgrow your bin, don't get another bin. Use your stuff. It's easy for me to say. I know it's harder to actually do, but it's possible. So those are the things that I'm keeping, and the types of things I'm keeping. And what I'm doing with them is this, just gluing them in, you know, wherever. I used some of these little stickers I had on hand just to reinforce my edges. I had to kind of tape them because I had trust issues with my glue, and plus I didn't want them falling out because I did remove so many pages. So, you know, you can use fancy washi tape or whatever. I just used masking tape. Just to keep them in there while I'm working, and then I can decorate as I go. And then I'm just putting stuff from every day. There was some medical stuff, and no big deal, and some product packaging, and something's gluten-free. Okay, this one had a window in it, and this bottle was on the page, so I just stuck it down like this so I can put some things behind it if I feel like it. That I peeled off of a box that was shipped. Same with that. And this washi tape is actually for this page, because this is a birthday card that Jason's mom sent to him, which was cute. You know, fart jokes just never get old, right? But the little images were just adorable. And I didn't take a picture of the original card. I wish I had, because it had this guy leaning on the table, and he was blowing out the birthday candles. You know, he had like wind coming out of his mouth, and then he was kind of pooting at the same time that he was blowing, and she was looking all appalled. But I thought it would be so funny to move him in, because see, his little lips are all puckery, and it just looked like he was coming in for a smooch. So that's kind of what this is all about. It's just the images from that card. I just kind of rearranged them. The background was the bag, a plastic bag from apples, I think. Yeah, Cosmic Crisp apples that I put down. So it's really just kind of busy and chaotic, and I like it like that. It's that way on purpose. And this was also part of the birthday card, and I just put it on the edge. So, you know, that was fun. And then some more just product packaging. Yeah, Jason likes the big plastic bag of Crunch Berries. I won't tell you how many of those he goes through on a regular basis. It's bad. It's bad, y'all. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing here. I've got a bunch of these candy wrappers, because these candies are just like a little mouthful of heaven is what they are. So I keep the wrappers, and I've glued some here and there. Yeah, something off of a box. And yeah, a couple of places I've like done a page. Like this, I kind of, you know, I knew I wanted more of a layout. You know, it's a whole thing. But then others, I'm just sticking things wherever. Just putting them, you know, like I covered a picture right there. Just put them kind of wherever, and I'll continue to add and layer. See, there was some more food packaging, and and whatever. That might have been off of the Apple bag. I don't remember. And these were all, I'd gone through a magazine recently and I had a stack of, you know, to be filed images because I have my little image file that I use. And these were all in that stack and I just kept pulling out pink things. And there was just all these happened to be pink things together and I couldn't help but stick them all together in a little scene. Look at her outfit. Look at that. That is delightfully impractical. It really is. But there's a watch and a bottle and this little branch and some roses and some perfume and room to add little things as I find them. And oh, some packaging and more candy wrappers. And so that is where I'm at with this one and kind of what my plan is going forward. So I'm just going to keep gluing in here, just really randomly strange stuff from my day. And we'll see what happens. So, if you would like to make one, I encourage you to do that. I encourage you to go watch those videos that I'm going to link to and get you some ideas. But for now, that's all I got, y'all. The end.